Hello, my dear friends from all over the world. What's up, people? Is everything okay with you guys? I came to this place here to talk to you about my journey with English and to show to you the population of Brazil, the people that come to this market here, and of course to show to you the products sold here by the vendors of the region. All right, let's begin. When I started learning English, I was a child. My father enrolled me in a school in which English was mandatory. But back then, I couldn't speak anything, nothing. I only knew how to say yes and thanks. These are the only words that I knew back then. And the simplest, most basic conversations in English were alien to me. I couldn't use them, and it was similar to Chinese or Russian because English was completely alien to me. But now English is my language, my second language, my international language, and it is part of me. Even my parents that do not know English understand that now English is part of my personality, that English is part of me, and that without English there is no Rafael, because Rafael loves English. Okay, that said, I'm going to continue explaining to you how you are going to become fluent in English. I started studying English, as I said, in school, and I didn't know anything. I didn't have vocabulary, and everything was alien and different to me. And I started getting accustomed to the most basic structures, such as how are you? How are you, sir? How are you today, ma'am? Thank you. Thank you so much. And these were the phrases that I could use at the time I started learning English. And I learned English in this school until I was 14 or 15 maybe. After that, I stopped learning English and I decided to enter university, and I studied hard to pass in vestibular to study electrical engineering, and I stopped studying English for the sake of studying electrical engineering. But after entering in college, I decided to study English again, and I enrolled in a school that only taught English, and the methodology used there was the communicative approach. And the communicative approach is not to teach grammar to students as in old schools with the classic method. The communicative approach is to make you speak. And in this course for English students, the teacher strived to speak only in English with us, and I spent 4 years in this school that implemented the communicative approach. And it was great because in this course I acquired the language, and many words, thousands of words I added to my vocabulary, thousands of words, not much studying, much more by listening to the teacher speaking in English with us in school, okay, in the course. It is very important extremely important that the teacher speaks in English with you only in English. If your teacher uses the local language, you never learn English. The teacher has to use English all the time. This is the only way of learning a language. You have to use the language all the time. Otherwise, you will not learn the language. You have to practice. And after spending 4 years in this course, I decided to drop out. I dropped out and I decided to learn the language by myself. And I spent 2 years learning English by myself without the help of teachers, only watching YouTube videos and interacting with people from all over the world using online platforms. But in 2012, I had the opportunity to participate in an exchange program in the United States. I spent 4 months in the United States working and practicing English, and I interacted a lot with native speakers of the language there, and they informed me that my English was perfect. My English was perfect. Both my friends and in the restaurant in which I work, they said that my English was perfect, that I didn't need to learn more, that I already could speak English at the level necessary to do the job. I am criticized. Of course I am criticized. Every day I am criticized. But most of the criticism I get come from people that do not know the language. Brazilians like me. They do not know English, and for not knowing, they cannot distinguish what is right and what is wrong. I have never in my life been corrected and criticized by Americans, by native speakers of English, because they do know the language and they know the level you have and you need to have to work there in the United States and be a member of the community by working and interacting with locals. Okay, so whenever I speak English with North Americans, they say your English is perfect. You do not need to study. Just work with the language. If you have the opportunity to migrate again, you are going to be successful there. So never mind the criticism, my friends, never mind the criticism. People that criticize you, it is because they are jealous, because people that do know the language, people that have mastered the language, native speakers of the language, they will encourage you, they will not correct you, they will interact with you, use the language in a normal way, and thus motivate you to use the language as a tool in your job. All right? So after returning to the United States, I started teaching English to Brazilians mostly online, and I taught hundreds of students online. And I participated in a program for teachers, and I spent 2 years after that in a course for teachers in which we only interacted in English with the students and the teacher, and it was amazing. My English grew a lot in this course for teachers, and it was not restricted to teaching English. I participated in consultancies for the International Finance Corporation, for the World Bank, and the Inter-American Development Bank as a translator for a company in Rio de Janeiro. And I had to implement the best vocabulary possible because the translations of the documents would go in the international scenario, not only for us Brazilians. And then you had to employ the best vocabulary possible. And aside from that, I wrote a book. Yes, yes, my friends, I wrote a book. I participated in a course for writers at the University of Nevada, the state of Nevada in the United States, and they taught me how to write. And using the techniques they taught me at this course, I could write an entire book in English, and the title of my book is A Departure. A Departure. All right, my friends. So this is my journey in English. I started from knowing only yes and thanks, and it culminated into translating for the International Finance Corporation, the Inter-American Development Bank, and the World Bank, and writing an entire book in English. And now I make videos of my city, Juiz de Fora, to show to the world how the people are here in my city. Can you see the population? Can you see the people? People are funny, they are entertaining, okay, my friends? Of course, Brazil is a third world country, but the population is rich. People are rich in self-esteem, people are rich in culture, people are rich in humor. You have to understand that happiness is not just about the amount of money you have in your pocket. Happiness is about how you deal with life itself. Okay, my friends? And the Brazilians are happy, although we are not as wealthy as North Americans and Europeans. We are very happy, and we know how to deal with these simple problems of life. Okay, my friends, and I'd like to make more videos to show to you my local town, Juiz de Fora, in the city of Minas Gerais, and I strongly encourage you to continue studies of the English language. Never mind the criticism, no one is perfect. No one is perfect. One more time, no one is perfect. English is a global language spoken in Africa, it's spoken in India, spoken in Malaysia, in Indonesia, and let's make English a language spoken in Latin America as well. English doesn't belong only to the wealthiest in the United States and to aristocrats in Great Britain, okay? Some people of color, can you see that most Brazilians are people of color? People of brown color, people of dark color, but there are many whites here. Some people believe that English can be only spoken by whites of European descent in the United States and in Great Britain. But if you are brown or black, like me, I am brown, you're gonna understand that you too, my friend, you can, like Barack Obama said, yes, the best president of the history of the United States. He represented me because I am a person of color as well. Barack Obama said, yes, we can. This is our slogan. Yes, we can. And if you are a person of color and if you face discrimination, if they have ingrained in your mind that you are lesser, that you belong to a lower class, wake up every day and say, yes, we can. Yes, I can. Okay, my friends? Yes, I can. I am educated, I've been to university, I am an engineer, I am a linguist, and yes, I can. It is not because of the color of my skin that my English is inferior. It is not because of the color of my skin that my Portuguese is inferior. It is not because of the color of my skin that I am disabled. No. Color is not a disability. Color is not a disability. You are as able as everyone else. So please, my friend, wake up every day and say, yes, I can.